magic sink just gets more magical. I put my clothes in there because I've been wearing them for God knows how long, and I just wanted to run some water over them, and they disappeared. So I guess I now know what to do about my trash. But I demanded clothes from that machine, and it materialized a Starfleet uniform, which I made some tweaks to. I'm starting to suspect I can ask that console for anything. And I do need a razor. And a Playboy.
Proximity alert.
Hey, maybe it's someone who doesn't hate me. I doubt it. Computer, hail them. Audio only.
Hello, Starfleet shuttlecraft. How may we help you?
Yo, where the weed at?
Excuse me. I apologize if your vernacular is lost on me. Was there something you were trying to trade for?
Trade? What you got?
We mostly sell or trade parts to smaller independent ships. We also offer dilithium crystals.
Is that a drug?
What?
Nothing. Do you have any ship weaponry? Any lasers or anything?
No, we do not deal arms.
Anything to make this shuttle go faster?
Absolutely. Fly over and let's make a deal.
Word. I'm going to take my time heading over there, though, because I was about to watch another mission that will definitely not be problematic at all. So I present to no one Code of Honor. We start with the captain expositing that they're at some planet named Ligon 2. It's the source of a rare vaccine desperately needed somewhere else. Picard is to negotiate a treaty for this medical resource. Man, I'm glad I got my rare space medical emergencies covered thanks to that pointy-eared bastard. Picard, Troy, Riker, and Yar all go to the X-Men logo to wait for the Ligonians to transport themselves over. Some guards appear first and lay out the red carpet, and then James Earl Jones beams over from the Coming to America set. The Ligonian king is Lutan. Picard greets him, and they exchange customary handshakes. Lutan is shocked that Yar is chief of security, as she is a woman. He introduces his right-hand man, Aegon, who presents a sample of the vaccine to Picard, but is judo-flipped by Yar for his efforts. This amuses Lutan, but Aegon seems irritated. They whisper about Yar, and on that weak stinger, the banging epic titles start. When we come back, Picard blows smoke up the king's ass and points out how they are lazy African analogs. He then presents them with a ceramic horse, 13th century Chinese work of art. Lutan says, if you guys truly respect our culture, then I'll give y'all the vaccine. And everyone claps, though Troy looks like she's getting the sus vibes. Lutan, in a manipulative show of trust, dismisses his guards and asks for fighty-trainy time in the holodeck with Yar. Riker points out how things are different here, but Yar takes them to the holodeck. She dons a gi and says Aikido 1, causing a sparring partner to appear out of nowhere. But someone left that robe in there for her, with the beginner's white belt. Lutan is amazed and mortified that she could create a person without a soul. She says he isn't real, but it will feel real when he hits you, which isn't a denial as much as a confirmation of his superstitious fears. Yar spars with the hologram and bows to it in respect. Aegon says a force like that cannot come from an image. Lutan says, then you will show me. And Aegon gets tossed by the hologram, which again does nothing to argue the original point. He understands it as force, but probably doubts more than ever after being tossed around by it that it is made of light. Lutan's loins are stirred by Yar, and when they go to leave on the X-Men logo, Lutan grabs Yar and kidnaps that bitch. Yoink. Sweet though, show just got a lot better. Promote the guy with the Snickers bar for a head, he looks tough. But sadly, Picard commands the bridge to go to red alert, and Riker raises shields before arming photon torpedoes. Picard hails the Ligonian government, demanding a reply, then tells Riker to pepper the atmosphere with torpedoes as a warning. It's a hell of a warning. Hope no one was flying. The android goes off, Wikipedia style, before catching himself rambling. He has quick moments like this all the time to really hammer in that he's an android. But most aren't important for real character development, or at this point are just really repetitive and are easily glossed over. Picard hails Lutan personally, again insisting to be called back. But Lutan ain't no holla back girl. You can also tell that the writers are already finding it hard to find an actual useful place for an empath in each conflict. On Mission 3, she basically says Lutan looked at Yar more as a status prize than a sex object. Comforting? I guess. Useful? Not at all. Data and Riker chime in with more important info, highlighting the Ligonian respect for patience above all else. After a day of waiting for a call that isn't coming, Picard is visited by Dr. Crusher, who informs him that she cannot replicate the vaccine sample that was given to them. They need diplomatic relations with the Ligonians, or no vaccine. She also makes the captain allow her brat son on the bridge. He sits the kid at ops and says it's temporary, but I bet his ass hits that seat a lot. I could feel it in the force. Data comes to drop the next clue, but starts off by calling the French language obscure, which burns Picard's ass. Data tells Picard that the highly structured and honor code-driven society likely has a view similar to Counting Coup, where there was an element of heroic honor in stealing something from an enemy, especially a more powerful one. The empath talks more, and the doctor asks her, "Why Tasha?" And the empath straight guesses. I'm starting to believe that she's making this shit up as she goes. Empath, huh? Yeah, and Miss Cleo was psychic. Got me now, child. Lutan actually calls back and demands the captain send visual feed as well. The crew advise him to politely ask for Yar's return, and Lutan invites them to come get her. The crew then advise the captain to go personally to do so, to Riker's objections. Riker does acquiesce, but threatens to put Picard on report if he gets hurt. Picard and Troy then transport down to the Ligonian world. Lutan has arranged a banquet for Picard, but Picard is all business, and this ruffles Lutan. Picard is sarcastic and passive-aggressive, and why did we have to bring the captain? Lutan lets Picard know he wants him to ask for Tasha back at the banquet for all to see, a quid pro quo. Tasha is paraded in to show she's alive and well. Picard implies a threat, and Lutan calls him out on it. Lutan is strong and intelligent. For a racist stereotype. At the banquet, we see people juggling tomahawks. Jesus, don't fuck up. Picard asks with great ceremony for Tasha back, and Lutan takes the moment to get all the pomp and honor he can for the vaccine trade, but says he cannot part with Tasha. He wants her to be his first woman. He loves her. A woman jumps up, who I'm presuming to be the current first woman. She challenges Yar to a fight to the death. Picard refuses the fight, but Lutan screams there will be no treaty, no vaccine, and no Yar. Computer, hail that trade ship from the opening sequence. On screen.
Oh, it's you. Did you get lost?
Bathroom break. Sorry, I'm here. What you got for me?
Well, I do have these extra nacelles and warp core amp with 12-inch woofers. Free installation, of course. What do you have to trade?
I have a fuck ton of space medicine that I stole from elves. Man, it's good to see a human again.
I am not human. I am Ligonian.
Oh, where's the culturally insensitive getup and insistence on politeness?
We are a different people now. We respect trade a lot more than tradition. Vulcan medicine is valuable on the colonies. How much of what do you have?
I don't know, but I got a big-ass grade of it, and I'll give you 10%.
Half.
15.
30.
20.
25.
Deal. With free installation. While you hit that up, I'm going to finish this mission report I was doing. Very hush-hush stuff, you understand. Back with the Enterprise, the crew continue to probe the planet. Meanwhile, Picard gets to talk to Yar with Troy. Picard asks her if she knew Lutan would pull his stunt, but the rest of the scene is inconsequential. Back on the bridge, the doctor is showing the death numbers of the plague on the colony world. Geordi says millions are estimated to die. Dun dun dun. Back again with Picard as the girls talk him into letting Tasha fight. To the death. No, that's a great plan A. Please, continue. Picard rightfully decides to talk to Lutan again before making that decision. Picard tries to manipulate Lutan into dropping the fight, and by pure fortune, learns from Aegon Slip that Lutan is powerful, but not wealthy, and this is a sore spot for Lutan. Picard says maybe you do know the value of women. Lutan smiles. We understand they are pleasurable, but valuable only for the land they hold. So why do you want Tasha? She owns nothing but sad rape stories and a memory of fucking a robot. This is a disgusting view on women, by the way. It's barbaric, talking points, politically correct, but more importantly, it's a plot hole. Somehow all of this means Lutan stands to lose nothing. He has an honorable outcome regardless. Picard tells Lutan he'll order Yar to fight. We then see Geordi shaving with a space razor. Where'd he get that? I need one of those. I'm gonna ask the magic sink. Data comes in, and they discuss Data's findings on the human condition in his quest to be more human. which, other than a Pinocchio reference in the pilot, we haven't actually really explored yet. Data struggles with understanding humor, telling jokes with rapid cadence or misemphasized deliveries. He also doesn't seem to understand that if every machine and tool worked at perfect efficiency, humans would have no purpose. Just little things, you know? Riker, over Tannoy, orders Data and LaForge to the transporter room for away team duty. They are then sent to Picard on the planet. Picard orders them to study Ligonian weaponry, combat style, weaknesses, and so forth. Data, of all people, points out that letting a crewman fight to the death is madness, asking if it's a joke. But then he immediately walks it back and says, "But the Prime Directive means fuck it, our hands are tied." What a dumb, arbitrary rule. Oh well, as long as everyone adheres to it and never breaks it to save crewmen or gain even less on a whim, then this instance of not giving a fuck will be excused. Data and Geordi tell Picard that the weapons are strong, sharp, light, and poisoned. Data turns into a calculator for a second, for no reason, and Yar enters saying she tried to talk the first woman out of the fight, but Rick James loves Lutan too much, and they just smack-talked instead. Tasha's weapons are brought in, and Jesus Christ! That's psychotic. A metal fist with poisoned spines and a talon? And are they setting up the Nickelodeon Guts course with neon accents? Meanwhile, Data sneaks back aboard the ship and tells Riker that Picard will have Tasha win, and they'll transport her and her combatant immediately back aboard where the doctor, who somehow already has her orders and is there for this, will use their future space medicine to bring the woman back before she's brain dead. Girl's gonna get some mild brain damage, but it's cool. We need that vaccine. Man, I'm really glad I stole all that medicine. Down on the planet, the fight is on. They hop around an amateur tag course, and a poisoned spine fist gets thrown into this rando's gut. Great show. 5 stars. The weapon is returned, and round 2. Right? During the fight, we see Aegon concerned for the first woman, and Lutan notices this as well. Tasha lands a blow, and the woman falls. Tasha dives on her, and they're transported away to the doctor. Back with Picard, as he tells Lutan, "Hey, they fought. You saw it." Aegon reminds Lutan of the lands now in his possession after the girl's death, and Picard says Tasha will come back if she wants to. And for some reason, this is enough for Lutan to be like, "Yeah, of course, take the vaccine." Riker locks sensors on the vaccine and the crew. He beams them up with Lutan and Aegon. They find the first woman alive on the ship, and Lutan can't believe it. They assure him that she died, and she says this dissolves their mating contract, pointing out it's a better way than what he had in mind. So he wanted Yar to kill her for her lands. I mean, I get that now, but why not another woman with more lands instead of a financial dead end that can beat any other opponent? Wealth is what you want, and you'll never be able to pull this trick again. Short-term gains, my dude, no long-term imagination. The first woman takes her land and titles and bestows them on Aegon, leaving Lutan with nothing but his honor. She makes Lutan her number 2, so the guys just swapped places. Aegon rips Picard for being uncivilized after everything that just happened, and okay, guy, alright. Picard doesn't even say anything, just looks at him like, whatever, man. Picard then goes back to his ship to find Wesley at Ops and kicks him off the bridge. For now. They set course for the Plague Colony and engage warp. Wow, I thought the last mission was bad. I don't even know what to say. Real time. Code of Honor originally aired on October 12th, 1987, and has since become one of the most controversial and infamous episodes of the entire franchise. The episode has been criticized for its portrayal of racial stereotypes and for its lackluster plot. The concept was developed by creator Gene Roddenberry, with the script penned by Catherine Powers and Michael Barron. The episode was intended to showcase Tasha Yar, the ship's security chief, but it ultimately was a disaster. The budget constraints again affected the effects and overall production value. The result was a lackluster representation of the alien planet Ligon 2 and its inhabitants, which further detracted from the episode's appeal. Filming again was rushed, resulting in a confusing and broken story. Additionally, some of the cast members expressed their discomfort with the episode's script. Upon airing, Code of Honor faced severe backlash from both fans and critics. The episode was widely criticized for its depiction of the Ligonians as primitive and violent. In the wake of the controversy, the production team became more cautious about the portrayal of alien cultures in subsequent episodes. The negative reception of this episode served as a learning experience for the showrunners, who vowed to be more sensitive and culturally aware in their future storytelling. Regardless, Code of Honor remains a stain on the otherwise progressive and inclusive legacy of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
You are being hailed.
On screen.
Hey, I'm all finished up.
Oh wow, you got it all wired in?
Yup, good to go. I even reprogrammed your transponder for you, so Starfleet can't see you.
Damn, I didn't even hear you come in. Wait, what? I'm not hiding from anyone.
Okay, guys, sure. I already took my fee. Pleasure doing business with you.
What a nice guy. Computer, what's my current warp capability?
Warp 8.6.
Set a course, second star to the right, engage. He took all of my medicine.